Economies have a way of transitioning from one money to another, almost very naturally and in a market-driven way, and it's hard to predict. And it's only in retrospect that it makes sense. So, for a long time, like cigarettes were used as money in prisons. Why? Because they had utility. Also, they were small, and you can trade them, and you can easily hide them and carry them on your person, and all that, all things like that. They banned cigarettes in federal prisons, and now they use mackerel cans. Basically, it's $1 cans of mackerel that you can always get at the prison commissary, and that's what they use as. They even have like a name for it in prison. It's called max, right? Like, how many max does this cost, right? Like, if I want to get a haircut, that's like 5 max or whatever. And they keep hordes of them in their prison cells and so on. Like, I'm not sure I would have predicted that mackerel cans would have been the currency inside a prison system after cigarettes were banned, but that's kind of what happened. It would be really hard to speculate on exactly how the transition happens. What we do know is that the hardest money almost always wins, unless you have like the thumb on the scale. So where does that extra $1 trillion come from? Well, the Treasury Department sells treasuries in order to make up the difference, and these are, redeemable after some amount of years. But if there's not enough people or other central banks that are buying them, essentially what happens is the central bank buys them out of money that they create on their balance sheet. I'm on the scale, right? Like they take the treasuries and they quote unquote pay the U.S. government money. And if it sounds like kind of like a convoluted system, it's because it is. And this was invented essentially by the Bank of England in the late 1600s as a way to finance wars that they were having at the time. And as Henry Ford said a while back, if the people knew how money actually worked, there would be like a riot tomorrow. And they keep it purposefully very complex for that reason. Now, as far as your question of what's wrong with it, there's a lot of things wrong with it, because the people that print it get to benefit from it a lot more than the rest of us. First people that got to spend the money got most of the benefits of the newly printed money. And that's, in a nutshell, why fiat money is so unfair and just causes all sorts of mal-incentives and things like that. Yes, I cry. Yes, I cry. Return of the man. Return of the